This is like worse than Austin Powers. Like, you just don't get it, do you, Scott? You guys failed miserably because of people like yourself. John at one time was highly regarded on both sides. Everyone could watch him. He was entertaining. He was fun. He was one of the top guys in TV. Then he decided to go out on his own and tell everyone how to live their life. It didn't work out. Then he comes back and he thought everyone was just going to go back. You tooted yourself out for the woke. Literally, you all did. And then now you're trying to come back and say it was not that? Yeah, it was people.
So Tyrus, as other panelists on the Greg Gutfeld show, discussed John Stewart's recent joke about the left not being woke, where they argue, Tyrus and them argue that the media and Democrats are not acknowledging the true reasons for their election issues. Now, as you all seen, Kamala got slaughtered in the elections against Donald Trump because the fact of the matter is a lot of everyday voters, as Tyrus often noted, that they went out and showed up in droves to vote for Trump. And Tyrus, who's usually the one who is often the one on point among others. And the fact of the matter is that Tyrus is going to also lay some heavy truths from this. So go on here and listen to this clip with Tyrus as well as others discuss John Stewart, his rant and everything.
Everyone's talking about this wokeness theory, from cable news to the op-ed section. I only have one problem with the woke theory. I just didn't recall seeing any Democrats running on woke. They didn't talk about pronouns. They didn't say Latin X. It was the opposite. They didn't do the woke thing. They tried. They acted like Republicans for the last 4 months. They wore camo hats and went to Cheney family reunions. Democrats were mostly running against an identity that was defined for them based on a couple of months of post-George Floyd defund the police Me Too Instagram posts from 4 years ago.
Defined for them. They embraced all that for years. They can't come around to reasonable views in the last few days and then expect voters to buy it. I think we know the difference between an ad and reality. It is kind of strange that John Stewart doesn't. It's very weird, Tyrus.
Well, the check's got to clear, Greg. So, let's be honest, because, you know, when Tim Walz lost and was crying, I don't remember him having a camouflage hat on. And that'd have been the one time you should wear camouflage. When you're trying to hide from crying, you just got your ass whipped all the way across the country. Again, this is they just don't get it. This is like worse than Austin Powers. Like, you just don't get it, do you, Scott? You guys failed miserably because of people like yourself. John at one time was highly regarded on both sides. Everyone could watch him. He was entertaining. He was fun. He was one of the top guys in TV. Then he decided to go out on his own and tell everyone how to live their life. It didn't work out. Then he comes back and he thought everyone was just going to go back. You prostituted yourself out for the woke. Literally, you all did. And then now you're trying to come back and say it was not that? Yeah, it was people like you who refused to tell the truth, tell it like it is. You continue to support an administration that was lying to the American people, and you were fine with it. Now everything went bad, and none of you can say what the real problem is because none of them can look in the mirror. You're the problem, John.
But I appreciate.
Wow, so Tyrus definitely exposed John Stewart from that. And yeah, Tyrus is definitely right because of the fact that the matter is John Stewart, like others, when you decide to go woke, you go broke. And it seems to me that, you know, yeah, John Stewart might have been making some money, but Tyrus at the same time knows that that money started running out. And that same thing goes not only for people like Stewart, but also many other content creators as well as news analysts, so-called news analysts and commentators out there as well. When that whole, you know, Democrat money start running out, now you got to go ahead and start panicking. But Tyrus did really lay it out on the line because it shows that they did lose touch with what the everyday American people who's their audience have been faced with for, you know, the past few years. And once you go ahead and coddle with the whole Democrat elites and everything, that's when you lose your way, and that's when you lose who you are for the money and all of that. So we're going to go ahead and get right back into the discussion with Tyrus and other panelists. And before we continue, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and get right back into it.
It's because none of them can look in the mirror. You're the problem, John.
But I appreciate that about the left, and let's leave it alone. Let them live in their ignorance. Keep it up. I am not a Democrat strategist, but man, do I have a lot of good advice I could give them on how they believe that they are so esoteric that the American people can't understand. The problem wasn't the economy, even though they stood up there and told the American people the economy is great. No, they're there, dum-dum. You don't understand. We in the media elites are the ones who are correct, and you just have to bend to what we're saying. Democrats ran for years and have talked for years about gender ideology, about defund the police, about woke leftism in this country. And then all of a sudden voters are saying, man, not only is the economy bad, but I'm not happy about the southern border, and social issues matter to me. Republicans ran aggressively on keeping little boys out of little girls' sports. And there were those type of ads all across the country, and they permeated with voters. And so for the left to continue to sit there and say that, oh, we're not the problem, it's the American people, keep it up. Republicans will continue.
Because their biggest star, Joe, didn't even know butter was $7.
Yeah. No. It's still, I can't believe he can't tell he expected the Democrat ads to run like on issues that were killing them. Like, hey, look at the porous border. Of course they're not going to do that.
Yeah, it's such a dumb take. I'm not even kidding you. When that started playing, I tried to find the remote to change the channel. And I was just watching it on our show. It really is such a dumb take, like to try to redefine yourself in one. That would be like me showing up on this show wearing a Chick Magnet t-shirt after like hundreds of episodes proving that I'm not.
Yes.
It's such a dumb take. You can't just, it's really stupid.
Well, y'all noticed how every 4 years, these news analysts, commentators, etc., they act like the politicians and show up for you for like every 4 years or every 2 years and stuff whenever elections going on, and they want you to believe their side, and they don't want you to see that they're for the other team or anything. Don't want us to see that you want for one part, a certain party, or anything like that. They just want you to go ahead and for one year and everything, every 4 years or every 2 years, to get you to believe that they're with you, they know what you're going through, they understand what you're doing, but at the same time they're the elites who don't even understand what you're going through, because the simple fact of the matter is, every time you sit down at home watching them on TV and you think to yourself, he doesn't get it, like she doesn't get it, and fact of the matter is that whenever people are seeing this out of these different elites and everything, they go ahead and then just they're starting to see right through them nowadays, because the simple fact of the matter is that they don't get you and me, they don't get the everyday average folks. And that's why the mainstream media is failing right now. We got CNN about to be, laying off more news anchors, making millions of dollars. MSNBC about to be sold to somebody through Comcast. And yeah, the whole woke mainstream media narrative is crumbling before our faces, even after the elections. Okay. And the fact of the matter is that a lot of American people are turning to, independent media outlets and stuff, myself included. Thank you all for that. And some fact of the matter is that they turn to like YouTubers as well as people on the green machine over there, because of the simple fact that they don't have an agenda, okay? And they're also outright and at the forefront with what they're discussing, okay? So yeah, that's basically what's actually happening here. So let's go and continue with this discussion.
Kat, but the ads didn't mention Latinx, so therefore it never existed.
Well, he actually said they acted like Republicans for 4 months. Anybody can pretend to be anything for 4 months.
Yes.
Actually, if you meet someone and you're like for 4 months having the best time ever, like, oh, this person's just like perfect for me, great, you were on a road to hell and you better run away.
I mean, wasn't Kim Kardashian's marriage 72 days? I mean,
4
she
months.
was almost together.
That's actually like how long like a classic narcissistic predator can pretend to be the man of your dreams.
Oh. That's useful knowledge.
Yeah, and then you start seeing the signs, but then you think about how good the 4 months was, so then you sometimes waste 2 years of your life. Just for example, hypothetical.
We're just throwing ideas out here.
This is a hypothetical, true. And then you start to think that the 4 months were so good, so maybe they were good. Maybe this hypothetical person was running the campaign. I don't know.
I find this so refreshing to hear this from the other side.
Yeah, ours is way more dragged out.
No one laughed. All right.
So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed what I said in this video with the whole discussion from Tyrus, I mean, Tyrus is on point with this one. You know, Tyrus is excellent. He did bring up like how Joe Scarborough from MSNBC didn't even know that the price for butter was $7 and stuff now. And it's like all of us, Tyrus knows what we're going through because of the fact that he still shop to this day for himself, and I'm pretty sure. And he doesn't really, you know, have people go out and get food for him. He's actually on the ground and stuff. Tyrus is actually on the ground and grinding in the streets and everything, keeping his ear on the streets. And Tyrus even sees the price for groceries in the stores. Okay, so like I said, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, be sure to include any additional thoughts you might have on this particular topic. If you enjoyed what I said in this video, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification so that way you're notified of future uploads and updates. Till then, peace.